I can't tell you how many things are getting screwed up these days. Weaver, John C. Roseman, California. Not again. Someone's fire alarm just went off. Gotta love apartment living, I'll tell you. It is Wednesday, the 18th, and it is November. We're like 1 month and a few weeks away. And already, people can't wait until 2021 because they're hoping and praying that year is going to be a hell of a lot better. We have seen too much happening in the past several years. It's torn our country apart, torn our attitude apart, torn everybody apart. What the hell are we supposed to do? I mean, quite frankly, what the hell were we supposed to do? We get a president who's so damn stuck up on his damn self, it's not even funny. Him and his damn ego. And people supported him like crazy. They supported him like crazy because he thought he was going to change the world. And discovered that things were turning more and more swampy, more and more convoluted, more conspiracy theories. The news media is a fake. And these people were bad. And you should hate these people over here. But you're supposed to be Christian. Evangelicals originally would swarm over this guy and then find out what kind of a fraud he was. Then they tried to deny his ass. Oh my God. Ugh. It's like the guy who's trying to come across like he's Jesus Christ, but the problem is he ain't. Donald J. Trump was never Christ in the first place. It was just a con man. Conning people left and right. And half the country conned like crazy work. We have a civil discourse. We have a civil war going on right now, ongoing. We had violence left and right over the past 4 years, longer than that, actually. Divided Senate, divided House of Representatives, divided Supreme Court. Everybody divided. There was no unity. There was no unification. And Trump wanted one party ruling. All the other people just wanted one party ruling, not cooperation, collaboration. No, we have to have just one party, one rule, one ring, does everything. That's not democracy, but they claim it's democracy. I guess they keep forgetting what Aristotle keeps teaching about democracy in the first place. And then the fake media situation happening all over. Trump did his biggest damn con on us. And a lot of people still support this son of a bitch, online and offline. They still think he's going to save and solve everybody's problem. He hasn't. That's the issue. He really hasn't. And if he had solved our problems, would we be going after him and voting his ass out? We had Joe Biden trying to do his last call at this point over here, trying to see if he can win. If he lost, that was it. He wasn't going to run anymore. We had other younger candidates who were going to try to go for the Democratic position, and they didn't. But Biden's the elder statesperson, so he was the ticket. He knew how to get the job done, especially with a divided Congress, and knew how to wheel and deal. The problem is, with those who've been in power too long and corrupted by it, would they have been able to work with Joe Biden? That was Donald J. Trump, oh yeah. But then again, first 2 years of Trump's presidency, nothing done. You had a House, you had the Senate, and you had the executive branch. Of course, the executive branch was solo, and House and Senate were just one. And then the Supreme Court was supposed to be independent, somewhat. Now we got a conservative majority. And if we actually do have a majority in the Senate or in the House, the laws will still get problematic because we got conservatives in there. Okay, fine. Now for the next 20 or 30 years, we're going to be screwed over one way or another. But Trump was making sure that he stays in office for another 4 years and maybe ramrod an amendment in there to take out the other ones to make his presidency more complete, permanent. That would make him like a king, wouldn't it? We deposed the kings. We wanted elected officials. But in order to keep a power and a tyrant ruling in there, you have to make sure that there's safeguards taken out, that there are no changes, that there are no other challenging parties, that there are no challenges, period. Everything is status quo the way the conqueror wants it. Prove that democracy has died. It's a shell game. It's a con game. And the con man tries to win everything. Despite the fact that there was a popularity vote going on left and right, and electoral votes were leading towards Biden, Trump is still at it again, where he's telling people left and right, it's all fake news. The media's doing this damn thing. Don't believe him. Regardless of how many states are certifying, Biden got the majority. No. We need recount. Like that's going to help much. There have been recounts. Who's going to be paying them offhand? I mean, does he have enough money in his coffers to keep paying the states for this? I mean, he's got to pull up the money himself. He's got to pay the people doing the recount. He wants to make sure he's going to get legitimate. Trump has to cough up the money. There's no credit line. I'm sorry. I want the money up front. And he wants a partial through Wisconsin. Georgia's going to certify that Biden's got it. And Trump is going crazy with the damn Twitter saying that he's the one who won and everyone else has got a conspiracy against him. Rudy Giuliani, who used to be a level-headed mayor at one time, lost his fucking mind somehow when he hooked up with Trump. I won't be surprised if the bastard gets defrocked. If he was a lawyer, he's going to be disbarred. And then we got senators out there who are still fighting left and right. It's getting crazy, I swear. I'm going to put this on pause. Continuation, still hearing about election fraud going on left and right, that majority of Republicans still believe that there is fraud going on. Despite the fact that we had other Republican governors still certifying their election results. They don't like it, but the will of the people had spoken. And still, the belief is still being peddled out there. Rudy Giuliani is still going through the court system saying, well, not exactly we believe there's fraud, but there could have been irregularities. And goes outside and saying, well, there's fraud. So naturally, you've got the people believing in the damn thing. Meanwhile, the press has been vilified a great deal, except maybe one or two networks out there who claim that they have absolute news and they know more about anything else. And they're doing the telephone line game about snipping this and snipping that together to tell you this is real. No wonder we haven't lost our minds in a hell of a long while. I think this time we actually have lost our minds. Over the past decade, I think we're losing our brains and our minds and our hearts and souls at the same time. And then we allowed the Antichrist to come in, I'll say it again, the Antichrist, and really divide everybody else. I don't consider Trump or any of his followers angels or anything else like that. Poor deluded souls trying to tell people what's going on these days. Selling them the con, selling them the lies, and then walking away, profiting off of everybody. And they're wondering how come they didn't get what was promised. At least the ones that keep voting the guy out in the first place. And then other people are saying, no, you don't understand. We understand that we got conned. We understand that we got screwed. And we're not dealing with it anymore. That's basically what it is right now. People are still wondering what's real, what's not. If they think the COVID is still real or not. But a lot of people actually do believe the COVID virus is real. The pandemic is actually legitimate. because they've got people dying left and right. We've got major pharmaceuticals out there trying to finalize their testing and analysis to see whether or not that their vaccinations would work and hold. And for how long is the efficacy of them? How long is the protection going to last? How long will it be before we're all protected from the damn thing? And other people are yelling about this one here too, because they don't believe in the vaccination. They believe in herd immunity, or a group of them get sick and take off the virus left and right, and they're all leaving the rest of the people intact. And what about the people that get sick and died? Just what kind of a herd immunity are you talking about here before the rest of the herd is supposed to be theoretically sound? See, it just doesn't make sense. It's like trickle-down theory when you're dealing with voodoo economics of the 80s that still pops up with the Republican Party. Or the Trump Party at this point over here, or Tea Party, or whatever the hell they call themselves these days. I lost track of the idiots. You have doctors, politicians yelling at each other left and right, don't know their ass from a hot rock. They hear the cases and they're still arguing whether or not if simple masks are going to be effective or not. These damn things are going to be effective or not. And it's like, why don't you guys get out of medical school? If you're going to be pure politicians, be a politician. If you're going to be a doctor, be a doctor. But don't start being an idiot. I'm sorry, you're probably born that way anyway, so screw it. It's a topsy-turvy world we live in right now. And yeah, I am a bit judgmental at this point. Because I'm getting sick and tired of people not waking up to the facts. And if they're told the facts and they don't want to believe the facts because it's alien to them. It's alien. Despite the fact Corona's rising left and right, people still think it's a damn flu bug. I'm just amazed we're still alive. And if we're still alive, we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be. So I guess in conclusion at this point over here, we all have our differences concerning about politics and about how things are supposed to be running and how the world's supposed to be. The thing is, not all of us are going to be completely compliant and 100% with each other. We either learn how to compromise and work with each other, or we're going to be having a nice divided world where government systems don't work except you have warlords. Everybody trying to get to that top of the damn pyramid. What you keep forgetting on top of the damn pyramid is you got to fight off everybody else. Are you going to be doing that? Are you planning on doing that? Because if you're planning on being one of those warlords going to be on top of the world, prepare to get toppled. Donald Trump got toppled. Toppled by vote. Now you have to deal with it.